Hi, everyone. I'm Patricia Clayson of the Dare to Be Aware Fair, and I'm really excited to be talking today to Markus Kasunich, who is our keynote speaker for 2022. And we're so excited about having the fair finally, once again, after all of the things we've been through with COVID, on April 30th, 2022. And Markus is our keynote speaker. I love Markus. I've been working with him personally. I've been very grateful for the work we've done together and all the work that he's doing all over the world. He's an author, he's a coach, he's a healer. He just does amazing things. And you're going to have a chance to see him at the fair and listen to him and hear his thoughts on conscious relationships. So Markus, welcome.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here and exciting to get back in action, especially after so long.
Oh, yes. And we want you back in the Midwest, Markus. So what can folks expect from your presentation at the fair?
Well, the presentation is going to be basically helping people have a map of how to deal with conscious relationships. I mean, a lot of people talk about wanting conscious relationships and they say, I want healthy and conscious relationships, but there's not a lot of real comprehensive maps out there to give people the tools to be able to create that in an inner world and in their outer world. So the focus of the presentation is going to be really showing people how to give them the tools and give them practical techniques and ways to be able to facilitate that in their lives.
Having been in some of your workshops over the years, I know that you deliver very clear information and a lot of information in every session I've ever seen you do. The things you're going to be talking about in the keynote are also elaborated upon, or there's more detail in your book that you're going to have available at the fair?
Yeah, the new book. This is the first time I'm really kind of promoting it, which was exciting to do it at the fair. That's the resource. That's the tool. That's the workbook on be able to how to do it. It's set up in a way where it is a workbook for people to be able to have that, be able to use it as a resource and a tool to be able to kind of start that process, dig into your own inner dynamics and the dynamics with others, and to be able to hopefully facilitate a more conscious relationship, inner and outer, with the people in your life. So the book is the tool, and we're going to be having that available at the fair. It'll be at my booth, so that I'm excited about that.
Well, you better bring a lot of books, Markus. with this post-COVID situation where we're now getting back together again and being out there in the world with each other, we're expecting well over 1,000 people to the fair. So be prepared. They're going to want more from you than just your session, I'm sure.
You got it. There'll be a book signing afterwards too. So people will be able to come by the booth and visit and get a book and say hi and connect too, which I like. I like to be able to connect to people in person, you know?
Yes. And you'll be coming back to the Midwest, I hope, after the fair as well?
That's the plan. As things all go well, this will be the first trip in 2 years and the first trip of 2022. So I'm excited, and I definitely will be coming back and kind of staying in touch with the community in the Midwest, which I've grown to love over the last 10 years of coming back and forth. So super excited.
So folks will have a chance to meet you, decide if they'd like to know more about you or be with you on a one-on-one session when you come back.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
If there was one thing that you could say to people right now that they could do between now and the fair to work on their relationships and to get this process started, what would you suggest?
Well, here's the deal. Most people, the way they work their relationships is really from the outside in. And it's not really often a conscious approach to relationships. Stuff happens in their outer relationships, and then they manage and react to it on the outside, and then kind of fumble through it, often with not a lot of tools. So my suggestion to people is, instead of working your relationship from the outside in, switch the focus and start working it from the inside out. And so I would suggest for people between now and the fair to start just taking some time to introspect and reflect on those inner dynamics, the conditioning, the patterns, how you approach, in other words, your relationship to your relationships on the inside and on the outside, right? And if we could do that, if people could do that for a period of time and start that mindset of thinking it from the opposite way, inside out rather than outside in, that would give them a leg up. So when we get to the session and we get to the Dare to Be Aware Fair and we start these conversations, that people will have had time to think about it.
So they'll get even more out of the session if they do a little bit of advanced observation.
Yeah. And I mean, a powerful way to do that is journaling, like to start observing, the process of your inner relationships and outer relationships. Whatever you observe is going to be helpful. So even the starting process to open the door, that's a good starting process for anybody in this whole game.
Sounds like good advice. So I'll be observing for the next few weeks and see what I can bring into your session. I'm really looking forward to hearing everything that you have to say. Your presentation is scheduled for 1 o'clock on Saturday, April 30th. The $5 admission to the fair gets people in for the whole day. There's 14 other workshops that they could possibly attend in addition to your keynote presentation. So they have lots of options to go deep and meet lots of excellent high quality presenters and vendors and products and services. Best wellness fair in the Midwest, if I do say so myself. So everyone, I encourage you to go to our website, daretobeawarefair.com, and you will find there a full page bio. You can really learn a lot more about Markus and his background and what he's bringing to this conversation. There's a link there to his website, so you can go into his website and learn more. And he has a lot to offer. So Markus, thank you so much for agreeing to be our keynote presentation for the fair. I'm just so much looking forward to having you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be there, and I look forward to having people come by and say hi at the booth, get a book, just chat and connect. Let's do this. I'm excited to be there, and I'm excited to be part of this. This is a great adventure, and from what I can tell, it's going to be pretty powerful with a lot of opportunities for growth and a lot of tools for all the people involved. So it's worth it for everyone to come by and immerse themselves in what's available.
It's cool just to be in the energy of the fair. I mean, even if they didn't do anything, if they just walked in the door and hung out, all that energy of people who are interested in growing and living their best and all of that, it just makes it a wonderful day. So I look forward to seeing you pretty soon.
Thank you so much. Me too.
You're welcome. Take care, Markus. See you on
Bye.
April 30th. Bye-bye.